G'day. I'm going to tell you a bit of a story about what happened to... I'm going to tell you a story about the onset of my targeting, the surveillance, what must have been the surveillance phase of my targeting, and the extent or the extremes that these people go to ensure that they can modulate your head, and the protection of things called trees, these magnificent things that actually provide a lot of protection. So much so that if you're being targeted, those people, if you're in a set location, like within your house, and there's a tree in the way, they'll go to extreme lengths to make sure that that tree gets cut down or removed. In my case, that's exactly what's happened. So I'm going to tell you a bit of a story about it, and I'm going to show you some evidence. But basically, what I wanted to show you was that I was at the time working, and I was working remotely as a systems developer, which is my job. I was doing it for 20 years. And what happened actually was I was staying at my mum's house. She was staying at my nan's when Nan was still alive. And I would sit, basically I'm out the back of the house right now, and I would sit right here. So I'll just show you here. In here, just inside this window here, which I've got board over, but inside this window here there's a table, and I set up my desk in there. So I was literally sitting here. And I'm going to just show you around, swing around here, and as you can see, there is a stump. Now this stump used to be a magnificent tree, and when I say magnificent, it was probably 5 to 7 meters high, and it was about 7 meters in diameter from edge to edge. So if you could imagine, there was a tree here, and it was ginormous, right? 7 meters up and 7 meters across in diameter. So there's my tree. Now I want to tell you about this tree. It was an evergreen. It was full. It was lush. It was green, and it would never die, right? It was just healthy, right? And then one day I walked outside, and nearly all of the leaves of that tree were on the ground. And that tree died. That tree went from a magnificent, thriving, 7 meter tall evergreen tree to dropping all of its leaves within 2 days. All of its leaves were on the ground. The backyard was covered in these beautiful, lush leaves. And then the trunk died. Everything died. It never came back again. And then we had it cut because it was just a big, dead structure. Now, I'm going to show you some maps that'll show you exactly what's happened here. Because what's happened here is that my closest cell phone tower, that is the 5G cell phone tower, was installed, I reckon, around about the same time, 2001, 2002. And they were obviously targeting me. And around 2002, between 2002 and 2003... which is when my targeting started in 2003, that is when my conscious stuff, when they started putting voices in my head, was probably around the same time as all those leaves dropped off that tree. So that tree was basically arching right over the house. Right, I was sitting under it, basically. I was sitting under that tree, and the cell phone tower was over there. Directly between me and that tower was that tree. Coincidence? Do you reckon trees just all of a sudden drop all their leaves? Just die? Just one day, bang. One day healthy, next day dead. I mean, so you got to wonder, can they use drones to just drop something on something like that, a tree, and just make it die? Or has someone had access to my yard and actually poisoned it? These are the questions I'm not sure of. But what I am sure of is that tree was poisoned and it was killed so that they could get a better shot at me. I'll show you I'm going to show you the maps now, including the Google Maps satellite imagery, which shows it as a 7-meter diameter tree. And I'll show you that the that it used to be green and beautiful and big, and now this is what's left of it. And this is basically what extremes these people will go to once they've targeted someone in order to make it so they can actually get to your brain with their little beams. All right? Thanks for listening. Ciao. Okay, so here we have the map that I was talking about. Essentially, this is my house right here. And so that's the front of the house there, the road's along here. And you've got, see here, it says my desk. So I can zoom in a bit more, but basically that's the house. Then there's the little veranda out the back. And my desk is here. And this is the tree right here. Now, actually, that's not where the desk is. I need to fix that. Can we edit that? Edit. Yeah, there we are. So the desk is actually here, right? So it's on this side of the house. So the video I think I was showing you before was in reverse. And this here, this line, I'm going to show you what that does, which is very compelling. Let's have a look at this. Let's just close this off. So I've got my desk here on this side of the house, right? The window we're looking in through here. This is the tree right here. So this is the tree in 2002. Okay, let's just move it along, right? And this is the line going through the tree, right? Now I'll show you what that line goes to in a second. Here, if I go to 2003, boom. Okay, so it's a bit offset here. Essentially, the desk here is, we'll just go in here again, edit, and move that. Basically, it's here. That's where the tree is here. Was, and now it's not. This is the house and my desk. Come on. My desk was right here. Now, as you can see, there's no tree there anymore. So, essentially, I've drawn a line from here to the phone tower. Let's have a look at that. So I zoom out. Where's that phone tower? Let's zoom out. We're still zooming out. Now, here is the 5G phone tower, 5G cell tower over here. I'm going to show you that. It's in the university, of course, because they want all the kids to get well modulated while they're getting educated, right? They've got to make sure those kids are under control, you know. They're always making sure that the students are getting their proper brainwashing, right? Okay. So here we are, 5G cell tower, right? Due east, right? It's due east from us, so I go due west from the tower. I follow it along, Look, it's clear to light of view. It's perfect, isn't it? Look at this. Oh, look, it's hardly gone through anything. We're still going. Let's zoom out a bit more. All right, and then we come down, and there's no tree there, is there? There is not a tree, right? Why? Because they killed it. They killed the tree. They killed the tree so that they could modulate my herd better. Because that tree there would have offered so much protection. With these sort of directional beams, trees like that offer amazing protection. Why? Because they don't bounce the signal around. They actually absorb it. They completely absorb it. If I've had attacks where I've been getting sharp pains in my body, like they just gave me now, and essentially, if I'm out and I can see a tower, it's right there, and I'll start getting these stabbing pains in my stomach or something, and then I'll just find a big tree and I walk behind the tree from where the tower is, boom, all of a sudden my pain's gone. Or I'll be getting like this sciatica down the leg or something, like I can't walk properly. And I'll just find a big tree, I walk behind it, so I put the tree between me and the tower, and it disappears immediately. That's not coincidence, that's not imagining it, that's basically you proving the directional beams from these towers are what's causing these ailments. I have not even the slightest doubt that that's what's happening. And anyone who thinks otherwise is sadly mistaken. These towers are weapons. They are weapons. And they can do more than just induce a bit of pain. They can induce illness, disease, and death. All right. That's all I've got to show you. I mean, there's the evidence. Can you believe it though? They poisoned this tree. All of its leaves just dropped. Just so that they could get a clear shot. Amazing, isn't it? Welcome to the technocracy and the extremely scumfoul methods that they will go to in order to try to decimate an innocent civilian because they don't like the way they think. All right? This is what the New World Order is all about. The technocratic corporatocracy, where they've just basically decided that they're so big and powerful that they can just do whatever they want. These are big kids, big children, basically. And they obviously had awful parents in order to turn out the way they did. And I think they just still think that they're children because they're playing with these toys of war, these weapons of torture and destruction, as though it's a video game. That's the New World Order. These guys are so pathetic. All right, thank you.
G'day.